I'd like to introduce the founder of Green Zone Housing. He's the one responsible for building this housing unit back here. He ramrodded everything. Some of his right-hand people are here tonight just to honor you and say thank you for your service. Here's Dr. Mark Cook. That ought to get a standing ovation.
Thank you, Dave. Speech? First of all, thank you for your service. Outstanding group of people here. And I'm very pleased to be standing in front of you, although I don't do this well. Guys, I actually had to write notes on something, and I usually don't do that. I usually speak from the usually speak from the heart. So you're going to get a little of the heart, and you're going to get a little bit of what we really do. Okay? So, to start off with, there's some thanks that I need to give. Number one thank is to you, the veterans that are sitting here tonight. All of you. The ones that are recovering, the ones that helped, all of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank Camp Hope, fine gentleman Brian, whoever else is over there, to help us set this up. It's an honor and a privilege to be standing on these grounds, because what we're going to do is going to emulate this. And I'll get to that in a minute. I want to thank our sponsors. Some of them are not here, but the ones that are, I even wrote it down, because I didn't want to miss anybody. And I'm going to read them off because we need to do that. We need to recognize the people that help us help you. You agree to that? Number one, I want to thank the city of Montgomery. Myself and Melanie went and stood before the city council and asked them for a favor. And that favor was to build that home that you're going to see later on their property. And they said, yeah, knock yourself out. But it's going to cost you. So what is it going to cost us? It's $1, $1 mil. They let us build it out there for $1. So city of Montgomery, they deserve a lot of things. We had some major sponsors, Stylecraft Builders, local Union 68 plumbers. Mr. Ed's here. He brought that to us. Another person that y'all probably heard of is a little company called Jim's Hardware in Montgomery, Texas. This guy's got a heart as big as this office. Jim's not here, but I want to thank him as well. My Guys AC, for whoever gets that unit, now you got heat and air, so you're not going to burn up. Mr. Cool AC, who did the modifications for it to put it in our program. Cajun Concrete, and also a company called Cannons Park. Jeff donated the unit itself in its raw form. There's some more thanks I got to give real quick. And one of them is there's a little group of people here. Where'd they go? They are the Junior ROTC. Where you guys at? They didn't stick around? Oh my goodness, I wish they would have. To watch young people come and participate for somebody else when you teach them young, and these kids were awesome. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. They were great. They want to be you when they grow up, and I wanted to thank them specifically as well. Montgomery Lions Club. They performed a lot of programs for us. They provided people. They provided help. Also, we had hundreds of volunteers, and I don't know their names. They would come in and do, and they would go away. But they're always family, because they would come back and they would help us and talk. And a lot of veterans came out there to help our veterans, which opened up another lot of doors that we didn't know existed. All right, let's see if we get through with that. That unit out there was designed by a military veteran. He's Navy, 20 years, hard hat diver. His name is Mr. Mike Bradford. Mr. Bradford worked on that unit every day by himself, whenever he could, to make that for one of y'all. Mr. Bradford's not here, but his efforts are exemplary, the true form of military, and I wanted to thank Mr. Bradford. Board of Directors for Green Zone Housing is here, past and present. I want to thank them. Bill Nash is sitting right over here. You're going to hear some songs later, and one of them is a Camp Hope song, and one of them is a Green Zone Housing song that was penned by this man and his wife, Kim. Thank you, Bill. Sean Thompson, this bald-headed guy sitting right over here, C3. He does all our video. Matter of fact, the first video that I did, he did it. And he's been doing it ever since for no charge. He's awesome, and he gets our point across. Thank you, Sean. We have another organization here that I want to introduce you to. A lot of you guys might have met him already. Jimmy Rogers, Boots for Troops. Jimmy, would you please stand up? Mr. Rogers is a veteran who started sending care packages to our veterans, to our active service members, but they're not generic. You'll have to talk to him about it, and his lovely wife, Lindsay. They are exemplary in what they do. So what we do now is he gets them enlisted, and I get them when you get out. So we got you covered from top to bottom, you know. Let's see here. Mr. Adam's Pest Control, you're here? Mr. Adam does all the pest control for our units. Yeah. All right, you already met one of these guys. He's the comedian. I'd like to introduce the two co-founders. Miss Melanie Davis, would you please stand up? And of course, you've met the wild one. You know, this guy was a helicopter pilot. He wasn't a very good one. He got shot down 6 times. So no, all right, guys, that's all the thank yous. But I can't thank them enough. And without help from the outside, we don't make it happen for you. So, again, thank everybody. Now, the good stuff. The good stuff. Who are we? What do we do? Two rednecks sitting on the front porch. This is not a joke. This is actually true. Myself and that old man over there, who's like a father to me, we're sitting on my front porch, and we were thinking, how do we do something for our veterans? So we said, well, we'll build them a house. Okay. His answer, okay. Then Miss Melanie got involved, and she presented a lot of programs to us that showed us that that's not the way to make things happen. There's more problems than we can face as one single unit. All of us have to combine forces. That's why me and Jimmy are together. This Mr. Pritchard right here, he started another organization that's a nonprofit for our veterans. The gentleman sitting beside him over there, your organization. Armitage. And you also are with Mighty Oaks. So we have a lot of people here that want to help. Okay, Green Zone Housing. The good part. The hard part. The part that hurts me. I was talking to Gene Birdwell when we first started this. Y'all all know Gene. Let's give Gene a big round of applause. He's a hell of a guy, isn't he? And Gene was there for the drop-off of the unit out there. And his words to me were, you're the answer. And I said, oh, okay, I'm the answer to what? To get you from point A to point B? He said, no, there's always been this problem with organizations. There's always had that question. And I think about it every day. Now what? Now what? What are you going to do when you walk out those gates? Now what? Gene said, Mark, your program, the Green Zone Housing Family Program, is the answer to now what? And it's simple. I can't stand here, I gotta walk. That's gonna piss Sean off because he can't just put me in focus. Green Zone Housing provides homes for distressed and homeless veterans. But there's a program that you gotta go through to get there. This is your first step. This is your first step. Admitting your failures, admitting what you need to do, getting right with the Lord, right? Is that what you guys are doing? Right. Once you get that done, there's other programs that you can get into. How would you like to have one of those houses that you're fixing to see tonight? Right? The light at the end of the tunnel is coming. We're almost there. That house is phase one. The answer to what now? How do we make this happen? Well, we got another guy on our board of directors. His name is Mr. Steve Knight. And his wife over there. Would you please stand up, Mr. Knight? Me and Mr. Steve, we're talking, and I think we come up with a plan, but I'm not going to announce it because Mr. Steve would probably shoot me from here. But phase two of our program is called Green Zone Community. And what you guys are doing here in this organization, as you sit here, you have interim housing, you have the ability to get help, counseling, whatever you need, right? What if we did that on a permanent basis? What if we took those units out there, now they're homes, and you duplicated Camp Hope, not duplicate, but partly duplicate. Don't reinvent the wheel, but we made homes for you. Actually, we don't make them, you do, because I don't give you nothing. You don't want nothing for free. It's called a $10 bill rule. All right, how many of you guys have given somebody 10 bucks? Here you go. They put it in their pocket, right? They forget about it. But if you invest an hour of your life making that $10, you're a little bit more careful how you spend it, ain't you? So if you participated in the building and the design of your own home, wouldn't you be a little bit more prouder of it? Because we all know giving somebody don't work. Look at our government, how they've fallen behind and failed you in certain circumstances. Giving somebody something for nothing, you just don't have any respect for it. But if you earn it, and that's what you guys want to do is earn it. Am I right? You want to help your brothers? You want to help your brothers build one? Fine. We get our property, we put our shop on it, we get you out there. Who comes first? Raise your hand. Who wants to be first? You want to be first? Fine. Young man, you're first. Here's the deal. But you build yours, but you got to help everybody else build theirs. And then you can mentor these men. If you can make it back into the quote-unquote real world, so be it. But if you can't, you'll have a home forever at Green Zone Community. Y'all like that idea? Jesus, I get a little emotional. Sorry about that, grown men don't cry, right? Thank you. Thank you. There's so many people that have showed up to support me tonight. There's so many people that have showed up to support Green Zone tonight. Friends, family, now y'all. Y'all are part of the Camp Hope family. Hopefully, you'll be part of the Green Zone Housing family. We don't have volunteers. Okay, here's the deal. You ever had a cat in your car and you didn't want the cat in the car? And you're going 50 miles an hour down the road? You ever tried to shake that cat off? It don't happen. That's what happens with our volunteers. They become family. You can't get rid of them if you wanted to. And we want you to be that family. We want you to be whole. We want you to be successful. We want you to have purpose in life. We want you to do whatever you want to do, and we'll give you the support to make it happen. And that's what Green Zone Housing is now. And this is what Green Zone Community will be doing in the future. All right. There's a unit out there. It's called a home now. As I was, Mr. J.R. Harris has just corrected me the other day. And I'm going to dedicate this, and I want you guys to listen to these words very carefully. The Green Zone Housing family is dedicating this home to the memory of those who did not make it back, and for the betterment and a brighter future for those that did. So with that being said, thank you, and I will sign off as I always do. And this is how I sign off every time I talk. God bless you. God bless our troops here and abroad fighting for our freedoms. God bless America. Thank you.